Okay, so on today's episode of Where Did I Fuck Up? I'm going over the harness that I made. Now, if you've seen my last video, which at this point I don't even know how I edited it because yeah, I'm still like, this is the moment after that. Now, turn the key, nothing, right? So basically I have to go over and see what everything is. I gotta make sure everything is getting power, because basically this harness is the length that it's gonna be, so I can shorten some things up. I really want to figure out a ground block to eliminate that right there, and this right here. Yeah, I really want to get a ground block to eliminate that. Yeah, so I'm gonna start off from the back. This is the tail light. Orange is brake light. Pink is left. Blue is right. Black is ground. Yellow is the light. Got the CDI. Got a flasher relay. This one's going to the fucking ignition coil. That's the battery. This one, blue and yellow, that is the starter solenoid. I forgot a marker. If I had a marker on me, I would have remembered all of this, but I forgot to grab one. Starter solenoid. This is the ground to the body, or the engine. This is the brake switch. This is for the clutch switch. This is for the fuel. This is for the relay, the flasher relay. What else? This 6 plug right here is for the transmission. This one is for the regulator rectifier. And this one is for the engine. Got the light circuit to the front. That's the headlight right there. Blue is left. No, blue is right. Pink is left. The accessories going to the dash. Well, the speedo. I got positive and negative going to the speedo. And for the GPS speed sensor. This is for the transmission. That's for the ignition. And this is for the start. So I have to go over everything, and I'm gonna start off with power. I'm gonna start here with the power wire coming directly from the battery. I gotta figure out where it's supposed to lead to first, and then where it's supposed to send the power to. I think that's where I fucked up. I'm gonna start off there. Not gonna record that. I'm gonna just go on ahead and do that. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna do it today because it's almost close to sunset. Oh, I'm getting tired too, but it's almost close to sunset. So I may not even get a chance to do it today, and I'm not gonna be off for another week. So I'm gonna see what I can do today, because I got a lot done. Like, as you can see, I have a complete harness. It's not spaghetti completely anymore. Like, things are, loomed off to where they're actually gonna be. Now I just actually have to braid everything so that way it don't look like the spaghetti that it is. But I'm not gonna do that yet until I actually get it, everything started. So once I know the bike starts up, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to loom that on up. I'm gonna make it look pretty, and I'm gonna hide the blemishes, like, you know, that right there, that right there. That all came from fitment, trying to get it fit in the frame. Now, if you're looking at it like this, I want the transmission plug, the ignition, and the start plug to go. Oh, and the positive and negative for the speedo. I want that all to go directly on the left side of, no, on the right side of the bike. The lights and the accessories is all going to go on the left side of the bike. So when you look at it from the front, there's going to be plugs on this side and there's going to be plugs on this side. Because of how my face is going to be, it's going to have everything hidden behind it, and I want everything to be tucked, like basically as close as possible to where, you know, it looks good and it's functioning. That's the main thing. I'm function over form here right now. So, well, I'm doing both. I'm doing a bit of both. But either way, for my headlight, I'm actually gonna have to change this bracket, which I actually made I custom. I cut the old one, so it had little nipples right here, with little tangs right here on both sides. Broke them off, grounded it down, so the part for the harness sits right here on the speedo, and then I drilled these 2 holes for the actual speedo to come through, and running spacers on it that fit over where it slides into the actual bracket on here. So yeah, that's my little solution, but I can't use this setup with that headlight. I actually have to use, I think, this one, which I have another one, luckily. Don't mind the horn being outside here, and when I turn right, yes, it hits. Don't worry about that though. I need to change to the Vader one. Now, luckily, I do have a spare Vader in there that I can pull that off of, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get away with doing the same thing on it. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out once I get to it, but I still gotta wire this in, which I'm not gonna worry about that right now because it's not hard wired. I gotta do it's not hard mounted. Still gotta do the other side, but I really want to jump into this. Now, like I said, I'm about to just jump into seeing what's supposed to go where. I gotta start from the battery, because it all starts here. It all starts here. Start with the battery, then go to the key, and then see where the power is going from the key to everything else. I don't even know when I'm gonna have the next part of this video, but this ain't the end of this video. I just know that much. I'm gonna put y'all on hold. I'm gonna say that much. Actually, it ain't even on hold for y'all. I'm about to do some YouTube magic.
Several days later.
Okay, so another day, another wire, right? Now, with that being said, what I have here is my harness right here, which I was already going through it, and I have my squares harness right here, right? So basically what I want to do today is unsheathe it, go through, clean up all the wiring and see what pins go to what, right? See what goes where as far as the powers for things, and the ground is ground. I should be good as far as the ground goes, but it seems like my issue is the 12 volt. So I gotta figure out where I messed up at as far as that goes. So let me grab my razor and just get to it. I have no time to waste. Funny thing is, the engine is in the bike. If I want to, I can put this harness on right now, and I'm pretty sure it'll start. But that's not what I want to do. I want my own harness. I want my harness. Right? So with that being said, I'm gonna just do what I'm doing. Now, also, I'm going with a 5-wire versus a 4-wire ignition, right? This one is supposedly for the ZS, which you get power, you get ground, you get black, which is 12 volts sending the signal out, which I'm just gonna assume that will be the brown wire on this one, because I know yellow is for light, right? Black and white, I'm not too sure what that one is, actually, just being honest. But new key, 5-wire CDI, fucking shit, where am I at? This is for the battery. Yeah, let me just get to it. I know at some point today somebody's probably gonna come up to me and annoy me, so. Okay, so now battery is right here. This is the fuse. From the fuse, that sends 12 volts up to, where's the solid red at? Yeah, this is why I'm making my own harness, because honestly, I don't like the fact that there's a bunch of tape everywhere, and every time I go to touch this harness, my hands get super sticky. I don't like that at all. It is very annoying, very tedious. So I'm eliminating that, and I got straps that I'm using, which let me show you one right here. That's 2 of them right here. I can just take it off, put it back on. They're reusable. Not to say the tape isn't reusable, but who wants to reuse tape, right? So what I'm doing with this harness, I'm just unloading it. I'm not going to cut any wires, I'm not splicing anything. I just need to get a clear representation of what wires goes to where, so I can make sure that my side of my harness is correct. Not on this one. So, I'm gonna stop recording. And I'm just gonna look over that wiring diagram to this harness to see what's different, because in this grab y'all up real quick. For starters, right, I have this brown and white wire right here, which has a bullet connector. Now, up front, as far as I can tell, that I don't know what it goes to because of the Fuerza when I got it. This is the ignition. This is how I got it. The ignition was done and the rectifier was broken off, right? So I know that this is the rectifier. I know that this is for the clutch, right? Wait. Starter. Yeah, that should be for the clutch. This should be for the clutch, which on my harness, the clutch is that blue wire that goes, it's 1, 2, jumps from here to here like it does here, which that brown wire would be, but then where does it go from there? Because that's the one, that's the 2. So I might be missing a few things. Where the fuck does this brown wire go? Yeah, I gotta look over that wire diagram because I thought it was gonna be easier with me doing everything side by side, but it might be a little bit more tricky than I thought because some things are starting to look like they don't line up. Now, I will say this though. I gotta go back to my powers because I was trying to figure this out too, which I'm just gonna assume that this was for a running light, which if I want to give things 12 volts with key on, because that's all this is. Where it's at? This wire right here, you see the red wire being tugged. When you start it, well, when you turn the key, it sends the power out through the black wire, right? So this goes somewhere. Power is supposed to go somewhere else because this is coming directly off of the battery. That's coming directly off of the battery. So yeah, I gotta figure that out. But I know it sends the signal out through the black wire, right? And the only reason why I know that is because I was looking at videos on the harness, and essentially, yeah, this black wire sends the signal through to. I'm gonna have to put this down. I gotta put the camera down. Now, I'm gonna say this. At the time of me recording this video, I'm still editing the last part of the whole harness assembly, which is, you know, pre all of this right here. So just bear with me. Keep in mind, I'm working. I'm still unpacking. And, you know, I'm working with what I got. So just bear with me. Let me figure out something, but I'll give y'all an update when I get an update. But I need to focus. That's the thing. I really need to focus. And me having this camera, honestly, it's not really helping me focus. I'm not knocking it. But I'm trying to, you know, be informative while also doing what I have to do, which kind of throws me off. So let me do what I got to do. I'll get everything figured out and then I'll come back. So here's where I'm at. Pretty sure at this point I have everything wired up correct on the harness side. The main thing I'm gonna have to go back and check over is basically the accessories, the plugs, which as you can tell I'm going with a different setup right here. I don't know if I'm gonna actually run this one yet or not. I don't know, gotta figure that out. But yeah, it's gonna be the controls and the lights. That's basically the main things that I'm gonna have to get wired up. But as of right now, at least with my harness, still got to figure out the ground situation, which that may be my issue. I got this extra black, which this is supposed to be for key on. this yellow is for lights. That's supposed to be, you know, when you turn the key, the lights come on. But I got nothing still got nothing. So this is with the 5-wire ignition versus the stock 4-wire, which the only difference is the yellow wire for light. Now basically I've been going back and forth over here with this one, which I didn't unpin anything. So honestly, if I really want to, I could just try to use this harness, which I may actually give a shot. Now I say that to say this. A couple months ago, when I had mentioned I wanted to make my own harness, somebody had mentioned that maybe 14 gauge might be too big. And I think that might be my issue here. I think the 14 gauge is actually too big. Now, as you can see, it's currently plugged up to a 20-volt battery, only because, admittedly, I didn't feel like doing that, but it'll still work. Now, I know it'll still work because I've actually ran one of my bikes off of that 20-volt battery right there. And I rode it for, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes, and I just came back and then I actually put my battery back on. But it was at one point where I was testing out the bike. Now, with that being said, I say that to say this. I think at this point, I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'm gonna come back tomorrow with a clear head. And the only reason why I say that is because it's about to get dark in about an hour. I want to go get something to eat. I'm a little bit exhausted mentally from doing all of this and not getting any results. Now, with that being said, probably just gonna run my Fuerza harness. Now, as far as my Fuerza goes, that one has a harness on it with no lights and no gauge, so I don't really have to worry about that. No lights, no gauge, and no neutral. So I don't have no clutch, no turn signals, yeah, none of that. So I don't have to worry about that. But my issue here is I want to keep this bike with all the lights and everything. Now, there is another option out there. If I just got to do a little bit more research. I got to make sure that that is still an option. But yeah, I might have to buy a universal harness for like a, what is it, a CT70 if I'm not mistaken. I gotta do some research and see, but yeah, it's probably gonna be something along the lines of that if I do want to run a harness that ain't that bullshit right there. But I'm not gonna say I feel defeated, because I don't. Oh yeah, and if you can clearly see, Tiger came through. I put the sticker on there. It came with 2 stickers, but I only put 1 on there. I got something else in mind for the other one, but we'll worry about that when that time comes. Either way, oh man, I'm becoming mentally exhausted, like for real with this. The engine is in. I'm ready to get it started, but wiring. Yeah, wiring. What the fuck? Now, I will say this. This has been a fun exercise. Like I said, I'm going to come back tomorrow, fresh mind. Once again, because I did come today with a fresh mind, and I did make a lot of progress. I did see everything coming together. It may look like spaghetti right now, but yeah, no, it's almost like I just need to make sure that it's gonna crank. Once I know that it's gonna crank, then I'll actually, okay, neaten everything up, you know. But I'm gonna come back at this tomorrow. I'm gonna clean all this up for now, and I'll be back tomorrow. I just want my bike to start. That's it. That's it. But damn, I really sound and feel defeated right now. And I'm trying my best to not, but it's kinda how I'm feeling. It's kinda how I'm feeling. Okay. Anyway. Oh wait, so yeah, one more thing I did want to show y'all before I YouTube magic myself to tomorrow. I was trying to split the harness up too. I wanted some of the harness to go on the right side, mainly because of, I guess, how thick these wires are, I guess. But yeah, if I'm looking at it, I think that might be the issue. That might be my issue. I don't know if this sends out enough amperage. Amperage? I think it's amperage. I don't think that sends out enough amperage to go through the fucking 14 gauge. So I forgot what the fuck I was about to show y'all. I forgot. I was about to show y'all something. I would literally have to pause this and rewind and see. And oh yeah, that's what I was showing y'all. So some of the harness going to the right side of the bike, which is coming out over here, you know. So I was actually testing to make sure that nothing tugs, which I should actually, nothing tugs, nothing rubs. So that was the goal with that. This, as far as the mount for here, yeah, I'm gonna have to change this because for my new headlight setup, at least, I can't use my stock one. I actually need to run the one off of the Vader because it mounts here and here, right? Uses those 4 mounting points because there's 2 on each side. So I took the one that I have off my other Vader that's in there already. That's already like coming together. I'm still waiting on some stuff for that though. But fuck me. I did order another one of these because I did need to get another one of these, and I just said fuck it. For the price of it, I might as well. So I got another one. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow though. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Most likely gonna just put that harness on. I really didn't want to, but really didn't want to. Coming to you live from the shop. Now, I did get vents for the valve cover, right? So basically grinded it down, right? This is what it started at. That's where it's at now. So the bottom part, that's the part that's going to be sitting inside of the valve cover, obviously, right? So I tried to get it as flush as possible where I still have enough room to actually grab threads. Now the barbed end was actually a little bit too thick for me to actually slide the holes into that came with the catch can, so I just grinded it down too. I'm gonna end up running a hose clamp on it anyway, so I tried to round it down a little bit versus, you see how thick that one is? If I can get it to focus, there. For the focus, there we go. So yeah, I tried to round it down a little bit. It's a little bit thick in a certain spot, but got the height shortened overall. once again, the bottom part that's going to be sitting inside of the valve cover. So just look how much lower it's going to sit even with the washer. All right, let me go back to work though. Oh yeah, I even kind of cleaned it out too. Had to. Trying to make sure don't nothing go in that engine, you know, no metal shaving. So yeah, I got that cleaned out. But yep, I gotta go home. Not today, because I get off at 9 o'clock tonight. Gotta go home one of these days on the weekend. Get the hole drilled out on the valve cover. I got the catch can already mounted. I got the hoses already routed. It's just a matter of getting the engine vent, well, the valve cover vent on. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna get that done. Not today, once again.
I was looking for a job and then I found a job.